this wicked winter storm that's causing all kinds of havoc across western New York tonight. Let's get you up to speed on some of the major situations to unfold today. Now take a look at this video. The ice boom has broken apart in all of this wind, sending massive amounts of ice from Lake Erie into the Niagara River. Authorities are keeping a close eye on the possibility of any flooding along the banks. And take a look at this picture from Hoover Beach in Hamburg, where the wind has pushed tons of ice up onto the beach and right up to several homes. A voluntary evacuation is in effect. Firefighters did go door to door there earlier today to check on residents and their well-being. Travel advisories do remain in effect for all of Erie and Niagara counties. There's a lot of debris on the roads throughout the region tonight. Here in Buffalo, the Skyway is also closed to traffic right now. We also do have some school closings for tomorrow. They include Buffalo, Amherst, Williamsville, and Grand Island. Officials there will be checking on school buildings for any possible damage. And check out this crazy video from Amherst. Patrick Crowley's camera was rolling when a gust of wind blew this traffic signal down, sending it crashing onto the road and disintegrating on impact. This is at the intersection of Main Street and Young's Road. Now we want to get to the most accurate forecast. We're going to check in with meteorologist Autumn Lewandowski. Autumn?
Well, the high wind warning, Allie, is in effect until 10 a.m. on Monday. All of western New York is a part of this. We're seeing wind gusts still near 60 miles an hour, and they'll continue between 50 and 60 miles per hour as we head into the overnight. Now, looking at it past midnight and into tomorrow morning, for those that will be driving into work, we're still dealing with winds and gusting winds over 50 miles an hour at 7:30 in the morning. The warning goes until 10 a.m. Now, after this, we start to see them drop off little by little, and by 1 in the afternoon, you're around 30 to almost 40 mile per hour wind gusts, that is. We also have the winter weather advisory until 1 o'clock on Monday. So from Erie County and Genesee County southward is where we have this advisory. We're looking at around 3 to 5 inches or so of accumulation. More of that is across the higher terrain of the southern tier. Otherwise, expect less than an inch or near an inch between the falls coming across Grand Island and out towards Clarence as well. But within these lake effect bands, you're going to find very low visibility. Again, these winds are gusting over 50 miles an hour, so you won't be able to see all too well from it whipping around, not only in southern Erie County and Wyoming County, but across the southern tier as well, coming in right off the lake between Westfield and Dunkirk, and then just to about Franklinville. So along the 219 and even the 90 at this point, in and out of lake effect bands and the very gusty winds. We do have that lakeshore flood warning in effect, that eastern end of Lake Erie. We have it rising quite high. Earlier today, it was just about 8 feet above where it typically stood, and we still have these southwest winds that are piling the water towards this end of the lake. Not only that, we talked about the ice boom being broken, so the flash flood warning around Grand Island and even Niagara and Erie counties for some ice jam flooding and the potential of that to continue into the overnight. That's why this flood warning goes until 7 a.m. We've gotten so many pictures of trees, of down power lines, and even this one on Grand Island. Joshua sent this one in, and you could see that another one just came right on down. So be very careful tonight. There's so many areas that have power outages where you can't see what might be in the middle of the road. So give yourself extra time, especially if you have to be out driving. Temperatures tonight will be in the 20s. If you don't have power, hopefully family members are keeping you nice and warm, and you have nice blankets and candles and everything like that ready to go for you as well. The winds eventually die down tomorrow. We'll talk much more about that straight ahead.
Okay, Autumn, thank you. From the ice jamming up along Hoover Beach to the ice boom breaking apart at the mouth of the Niagara River. 7 Eyewitness News reporter Jeff Rusak is following several trails of destruction for us tonight.
The ice on Lake Erie was no match for wind gusts reaching 74 miles per hour. In places like Hoover Beach and Hamburg, a sheet of ice crashed onto shore. The ice mounds, 2 stories tall and just feet from homes, forced the Woodlawn Volunteer Fire Department to recommend voluntary evacuations. The wind pushed even more ice down the Niagara River, breaking the ice boom. The National Weather Service issued a flash flood warning. Erie County officials say right now there are no major problems along the Niagara because of the ice, but that could change.
We're going to be actively monitoring that on a regular basis. The low-lying areas, in particular in the city of Tonawanda, North Tonawanda, Wheatfield, and city of Niagara Falls, as well as portions of Grand Island.
The wind didn't just cause problems on the lake. Check out this video in Amherst. This Main Street traffic light was no match for the gusts, nearly hitting a car on its way down. Tens of thousands in western New York are still in the dark. In Elma, wind snapped light poles in half. In Buffalo, a tree forced these wires and half of this pole right on top of an SUV. Lots of school closings coming into our newsroom, and here's why. For one school on Grand Island, part of the roof blew off. Kacoban Elementary School and the rest of Grand Island schools will have Monday off. Wicked winds made their mark in western New York on Sunday, but almost everyone made it through safely. Only 2 people in Erie County were hurt. Both were injured by flying debris. Jeff Resack, 7 Eyewitness News.
Jeff, thank you. Take a look at this crazy video. The wind is pushing tons of ice up out of the Niagara River and over the retaining wall. This video is from Niagara Parks Police. Niagara River Parkway on the Canadian side of the falls is close to traffic. Well, we've been out all over the area, surveying some of the damage. This is on Main Street in Clarence, where the winds knocked down some trees and power lines. Crews were already on scene trying to fix the problem. If you do lose power and you're using a generator, police remind you about the dangers of carbon monoxide. Authorities say never use a generator indoors or in partially closed areas. Only use them outdoors and far away from windows or vents. Well, as we've already mentioned, there's a travel advisory in Erie County and the city of Niagara Falls. Getting around is no easy task in this wind. Now, here's an example. One of our viewers shared this picture with us of an empty tractor trailer flipped on its side. This is along the New York State Thruway near the Walden Galleria in Cheektowaga. All empty tractor trailers are banned from traveling on major highways. That includes the Thruway, the 219, the 400, and the 33. 7 Eyewitness News reporter James Groh has more on that.
With wind gusts up to 75 miles per hour, some truck drivers are getting off the road and waiting out the storm.
Oh, it was crazy. It was crazy. I'm just going to sit down and wait till tomorrow and see what happens.
Governor Cuomo banned all trucks with empty trailers from driving on the Thruway. Strong winds have the ability to blow trucks over.
It's dangerous. You got to watch what you're doing and take heed of the warnings they give you.
One driver didn't listen to the trailer ban and was actually blown over near the Walden Galleria earlier Sunday. Truck drivers who ignore the ban likely do so because time is money. After all, pulling over means those drivers aren't getting paid.
No money. You can't do nothing about it.
And some of these drivers at a Cheektowaga rest stop aren't taking any chances. They actually have full trailers, but don't feel safe driving.
You have to stay put. It's unsafe.
High winds are predicted to last until early Monday morning. In Cheektowaga, James Grove, 7 Eyewitness News.
Here in downtown Buffalo, this traffic signal was no match for the wind. The light was dangling a few feet off the ground, swaying in the wind. This is right outside our studio at the intersection of Church Street and Lower Terrace. Police are reminding drivers that if you come across an intersection where the traffic light is out, treat that intersection as a 4-way stop.